Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. As you can see, we've actually pushed through another chapter on the new non-dimensional, haven't got the name yet, account. It's going really well. But in this video, I wanted to talk about Arthur because I'm at the point where I can exchange for Arthur. And I want to talk about the differences between this account where I'm not picking up any dimensionals with the exchange, the unique dimensionals, Joker and Queen, etc. Compared to my free-to-play account where I picked up Ezio, then Irons, then Albedo, then Queen, then Joker. I want to talk about the differences in obtaining Arthur, and because that's the biggest complaint from people when you start seeing about, the exchanges, is that they want to get their Arthur pieces and stuff like that, but the exchange doesn't work. So I just wanted to take a look at Arthur, talk about the time frame it's taken me to get towards exchanging Arthur on my free-to-play account versus this account. So keeping in mind this one's free-to-play as well, so let's get into it. Okay, so over here on the new account, you can see if we go to the store here, if we go to the Labyrinth store, I can purchase 2 more copies because I've got it costs 120,000 to get 2 more copies. Yes, I'd have to use diamonds to refresh, but nonetheless, I can get 2 more 15 shards, so 30 more shards of Arthur, and I currently have 30 there. Now, based on the date of the video that I made with this video, I started this account around January 10. It is now February 20. Keeping in mind, I could have exchanged this a couple of days ago. So roughly 40 days in which it took me to be able to exchange for Arthur on this account. Now, I want to look at my account and talk about whether that's actually worth it. I mean, I do have a Gwyneth at the moment, which has extra copies. If I had the fodder, I could ascend her, which means I could have a Gwyneth carry. And obviously, Arthur has an amazing synergy with Gwyneth. But short of that, I don't think Arthur is really necessary at this stage of the game. One, I need to have something to link him to. He's going to be a tank. And the thing I'm going to link him to is not going to be my main damage dealer, meaning that my main damage dealer is going to be power leveled, which means Arthur's going to be squishy in that front row. So I don't think he's really going to work. I may exchange him in the next few days once I get a mythic Gwyneth and we can just do an experiment with it. But I think in this early stage of the game, he's not really that necessary because, and the other thing about it is, Arthur, to be able to function properly, he really wants level 30 signature item. And to get level 30, you've obviously got to get level 10 and 20 first. And at this stage of the game, I have, if we look here, my Aioli is at 10 signature item. And if I go to enhance this, I only have 132 of these. So I ain't going to get like a main carry built to 20, let alone Arthur at this stage. And if we look at, sort of the purple stones and we go here, I've got another 80. So I'm really struggling on those upgrades. And remembering this is free to play, so paid players may have a bit more resources and be progressing a bit faster. But besides that, I know that the other big issue with Arthur is people complaining that they can't buy the dimensional upgrades from the Labyrinth store as well, and unfortunately that is a big issue. I feel like missing out on those dimensional signature item 20 to 30 upgrade tokens is a bigger issue than the actual exchanging of Arthur, because like I said, this early in the game, I really don't feel any need to have an Arthur, even though I can exchange him. He was my first priority, obviously. Chimera is a dead thing in the game at the moment. I might make a video talking about Chimera in general. But Arthur's my main priority. I could have gone Wukong, but I still like having the availability that if I just want to bide my time, I can wait 2 months or 21 days plus another month, and then not have to use diamonds to refresh, and I can have my Arthur ready to go at that 3 or 4 month mark. And that's the way we can play it. However, I want to jump over to my free-to-play account. So keeping in mind, this account has me available to get Arthur after 40 days, but I'm nowhere near actually needing him or getting the perceived value out of Arthur yet. But I want to jump over to my free-to-play account, talk about how old that account is and where I'm at on that one after having exchanged all of the dimensionals. Okay, so here we are on my free-to-play account. Now, I haven't got Arthur yet. If we go over to the bag and we check my Arthur shards, which are going to be here, we're at 45 of 60. Now I'm at max labyrinth coins, Plus I have, you know, a bunch of them in the mail because we're stacking up for the exchange of the dimensionals, which happens in another day or so. So once this exchange occurs, I will probably be very close to having enough to exchange for my final Arthur piece. Once again, I wait 9 days. Now, this account I started based on the video I made for it around the 27th of July. So we're looking at about 7 months to get to this point on Arthur Exchange, which still, when we look at this, so I'm going to say within the month. So we're looking at about 7 to 8 months. I think I even bought a Chimera copy because I did use Chimera as my early carry. So you may have been able to do this earlier. But when I started this account, the Ezio exchange was going. I didn't have time to get Nakaruru. So ever since the start of this account, I've sort of been saving resources to get Ezio, then Irons and Alberto, and now Joker and Queen. So I've been saving resources a lot on this one to be able to get those characters. Now, with that, or I don't know if I missed, I think with the Nakaruru, I actually got some Chimera copies and decided to skip Nakaruru is what happened. So it happened a bit later on. But anyway, I've exchanged for effectively 5 dimensionals along the way, keeping in mind that Lilith have said that I don't, at least I think that, don't quote me, just accept it. But I think unless there's certain circumstances where doing 2 dimensionals makes sense, I think they said they're going to try and do one where it applies to not have the consistent flow of double dimensionals and the strain of the exchange. Not too sure. I think that was in one of their posts or some dev notes or something like that. So it shouldn't be as intensive as what I've had over the last period of saving for 2 and then saving for 2 more back to back straight after it. So the thing about getting an Arthur right now is I want to take a look at my heroes. You can see what I've got. I did just ascend my Lucretia. Obviously, I've got that Irons. The thing I want to mention though is we do have fantastic carries in the game. We have Iron, we have Stitchy, stuff like that. There's a lot of good carries. And for me at the moment, as you can see, I'm not pushing at the greatest deficit, but even if I was in chapter 28 or 29, you're still looking at doing those single enemy battles, which means you only need 1 team. You can have like a second sub team, which I don't feel like Arthur becomes a straight necessary unit to have at this stage either. So for me, I honestly, this is why I think it's worth saving for the dimensionals when they do come out, because I don't think having access to Arthur, even at this stage after exchanging for 5 dimensionals in 7 months, I don't feel the need to have an Arthur. Now, if you're just someone like me that loves Gwyneth, you want to make a Gwyneth account, you want to have that Arthur, then I completely get it. It's all good. But as for the exchange, I still think it's more worth it to save for these dimensionals, as opposed to trying to get Arthur sooner, because if we looked at my other account where I'm 40 days in, there is no need for Arthur on that account. Now, I do agree once again with the point that yes, but exchanging Arthur is just the gateway to being able to unlock the ability to purchase the dimensional upgrade stones from the store. That is 100% true, and that's where I think the issue comes in with the exchange. However, for me, for instance, if a hero is that good, for instance, Irons, I used my red chests to upgrade him. I don't think Arthur at the moment warrants that using the red chest, and that's where he falls into the bracket of people getting annoyed about not being able to exchange Arthur, because he's just like that handy unit to have, but he's not godly where that you'd use red chest to exchange him. Now, I just wanted to jump over to Artie's endgame team guide. I'll leave this linked in the description as well. We've done a whole video on it. Absolutely fantastic guide to endgame teams. The thing I wanted to note about this is in Arthur's viability as well, he's sort of shaved off everyone. When there was limited teams you could build and Gwyneth was like one of the main teams, that's when everyone was obsessed with Arthur. But now if we look at how many viable endgame teams we do have, he only appears in 2 of them, and 1 of them will not apply to a lot of people from now on. So we have obviously the Gwyneth team. You can see over here, we have the Arthur, obviously a key part to a Gwyneth team, absolutely fantastic. But then as we go on from there, we did also used to have a Khazad Mahira team that's fallen out of meta that he used to be used in as well, so that's sort of dropped off. And as we scroll down, we don't see him in any other teams except for this Irons team. And for anyone past this stage, you've missed out on your opportunity for Irons. Now there is a niche group of people who are saving for Joker and Queen and using Irons and may want to use this combo, but to be fair, Irons can be used in just about anything. So I feel like even though he is optimal investment for this point, you can still make Irons work without having an Arthur. So that's there too. And then as we move on from that, you can see in these endgame team formations, there is no more Irons being there's no more Arthur being seen in these teams. So what I'm trying to get across in this video is that I still think it's worth it to exchange the unique heroes, even if they aren't meta, from the exchange, because they are limited and you won't be able to get them again, as opposed to scrapping them to get Arthur, who isn't going to give you the impact. Now, the added thing about that is when we talk about the shop and being able to exchange for the dimensional signature item upgrade pieces, if you're getting Arthur so that you can get those pieces, but you're avoiding getting the other dimensionals to be able to get those pieces, then you're not getting those pieces for the dimensionals that you missed. So it becomes this loop. So I still think the first priority for me personally, once again, this is my own opinion, is to go ahead and collect the new dimensionals as they come, and then worry about this with the excess as they go to get your Arthur pieces. Like I said, I've been saving on this account pretty much the whole time, and through all those exchanges, I've still managed to get my 45 pieces, almost about to exchange for Arthur. If they give us a little breather, then I'm also going to be able to exchange for the dimensional signature item upgrades and all that good stuff. And the thing on top of that is you can normally save for the dimensionals from the start of the event anyway, so you can feel free once the dimensional event is over to go ahead and buy some of those Arthur fragments or whatever until they announce that another one's coming, because we normally get the announcement at least 10 days before they actually drop in, and then you can start saving your resources and exchange for them then. But anyway, I hope I got my point across in that one, in that I still feel like Arthur, he's not as important as some people may think, and I think that exchanging the dimensionals is more important. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.